Well, good morning, everybody. This is Walter. I'm here talking to you from Lima, Peru. This is Farmers and Traders Intermountain News and Review. Had some trouble with my computer here this morning, but what I want to talk to you today about is some research I've been doing on the internet concerning some really great publications and documentaries. And I really like the personal interviews conducted by various individuals, one of which we'll talk about this morning is an individual, a physician, a very, very bright gentleman by the name of Dr. Bill Deagle. And I have him featured here on the website. This morning he was interviewing a fellow by the name of Eric John Phelps, and John has written a book. His latest book is entitled The Vatican Assassins. Very interesting because he goes into great detail concerning the formation of the early Roman Empire and the influences behind the political establishment of that day and how it has evolved down through the centuries, particularly with the Jesuit order. And I've been studying this for, maybe about 40 years now. And I found out that there's a lot of merit to what Mr. Phelps is presenting. And I know you have a limited amount of time to study and research. You've got a family to raise, probably a living to make. But I happen to have that time, and I'm trying basically to pass what I can on to you. You know, the Bible tells us that there's a linkage between truth and freedom. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Now, I really believe that, and I believe that all truth, the source of all truth, is from the Creator. So if you really want to know what is going on, then I think God will take you there. He'll show you if you ask Him. And if you remember, Christ was talking about why He had to go away, and He said, well, if I go away, the Spirit of truth would come, who would lead and guide you unto all truth, and not only that, but show you things to come. And I think Jesus wasn't reckless with these words. He went into great detail about the office of the Holy Spirit and His particular function in the area of teaching. And so you've all had this experience where you've wondered about something, and then you've just put it on the shelf for a while, and a couple of days later it would arrive. The answer would arrive, or something would arrive that would enlighten you in the area of that which you petitioned God for. So anyway, with the internet today, we have the opportunity to really keep up to speed. And I might add here that the internet is probably going to be attacked. It already is. This Newt Gingrich wanted to rethink your constitutional rights as it relates to free speech, and the internet is absolutely shining a big light on the enemy and what he is doing, especially as it relates to spiritual wickedness in high places. Now we have to preach the good news and the bad news. Probably the bad news ought to come first, and you really can't do otherwise. You have a positive and negative in everything, and certainly we're warned that deception in this particular time, I believe, will be so thick that we can't afford to be caught asleep. Now, if you're monitoring the news, you can see the encroachment of slavery, the attempt now coming really and clearly into light, the attempt to dismantle the the United States, the North American Union, where they're well on their way to the dismantling of the Canadian and Mexican borders, building the superhighway from the bottom of Mexico all the way up to Canada. The purpose being, they say, is commerce, but others feel that it might be for military movements. So all of these things bear keeping in mind. Now, we have the opportunity, again through the internet, not only to be informed, but also to point others in that direction so that we are not unduly taken advantage of by those who are working 24/7 to bring on this new one world order with a one world agenda. And obviously it's what we would call a pyramid situation where Lucifer is going to attempt to reign, and certainly he would like to have Christ's job, Christ's office, and so on and so forth. So again, it's very, very important that we become as educated as we can, either directly or indirectly, and to act. And we'll be talking more and more about what we can do at the grassroots level in restoring not only our country, but ensuring that our traditional way of life continues for the benefit not only of ourselves and our children, but also our grandchildren. So anyway, check out Mr. Phelps. It's on my it's on the blog there, and also if you click on Dr. Deagle, you will hear his interview. This gentleman is really squared away, and but I'd be curious as to your thoughts too. If you have an opportunity to be around other people, you might share the knowledge that you've been given. If you're involved in a church setting, this is certainly something that our pastors ought to be aware of. Maybe classes should be ongoing. Bible study should certainly include current events and what our responsibilities are. And lastly, we have to remember that our form of government presupposes an informed electorate, that we are actually the creators of our form of government. The contract that was entered between the individuals, the states, and the federal government, and ultimately we are sovereign, and so it's our responsibility to monitor the affairs of our representatives who are representing our views in Washington. And we can't forget that. So anyway, I want to wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas. Remember who it is whose birthday we're celebrating, even though he wasn't born in December, I guess. And we're really coming down to the wire. I can't emphasize that enough. So as you go through these materials over time, you'll have an opportunity to think about what you're going to do, what your situation is going to be, should some of these events that are being that we're being warned of, should they come to pass, then where are we? Are we going to be able to deal with those things? So having said that, I want to wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas, and you all get some rest, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. God bless. Bye-bye.